How does social change happen? How do new social norms emerge in societies? As the Girls Advocacy Alliance, we want to understand how power and systems shape change, and, more importantly, how to influence them. We followed 3 stories that teach us just that.
In November 2017, the Ministry of Public Service made the appointment of labour officers mandatory for all Ugandan districts. These labour officers inspect workplaces and protect workers' rights. It was a big step, especially for working women who deal with sexual harassment and gender discrimination on a daily basis. I've been speaking extensively about this issue on radio and TV shows because I think we can't be silent about it anymore. I traveled to Biende to find out what triggered the districts to take this step. And I'm curious to know how the young women are benefiting from this change. My journey starts with a victim of sexual harassment.
Hello.
My name is Lindsay. Can you share what happened to you?
He told me he wants to meet me, that he wanted me to have sex with him. I told him that, no, my dear. Then he told me that if at all you don't want to have sex with me, then you won't get your salary. So I went to my elder brother, so we went to the chairman. But in fact, nothing was done.
This testimony has been documented by Restless Development, an organization supported by the Girls Advocacy Alliance that works to influence policymakers. Together with other young women and men, they've been collecting hundreds of testimonies.
We go out to the communities, collect data on issues affecting girls and young women. You realize that we have very good policies, but one of the key factors that we found out in our research is the enforcement of these labor policies. As part of our lobby action, we want to implore government to recruit and facilitate labor officers within the districts to ensure they are doing labor inspections.
The evidence about the gap between policy and practice was a wake-up call for national government. Well, would you say that there is a discrepancy between the law on paper and reality on the ground?
It's true because we rarely find the sexual harassment cases reported. It has always been a very contested area, and victims have not always reported it because in most of the sexual harassment cases, favors of jobs are given.
How did working with, for example, Restless Development convince you of the need to appoint more labor officers?
Yeah, it convinced us due to the high level of labor issues on the ground.
Okay.
Like, we talked to, when we were in some of these workshops, these girls brought up so many issues, and those issues required us to have labor officers. We have high hope that next financial it will be part of the budget to finance regularly the labor officers to conduct their work.
They responded by not only making labor officers mandatory in all districts, but also by earmarking budgets to appoint them. Hello, Emmanuel.
Yes, you are most welcome.
Thank you so much.
We acted on the directive because we have labor issues in the district and we want a person to handle such labor issues. And we have a labor officer, though not substantively appointed. And we are doing everything humanly possible to support the labor officer in the execution of her duties. Yeah.
So I've been made to understand that local governments that meet their key performance indicators receive additional budgets. Is this something that you think is important?
Of course, good performance should be rewarded. Yeah, absolutely, yes. So these targets are national targets. If I perform very well, I should be rewarded and I should be performing on behalf of government.
Would you say that these labor inspections are effective?
Not very. You see, rating is very difficult. I can't say very effective, but at least we are trying to do something. The existence of the office is known, and to me, this is the beginning.
So how does a labor inspection work in practice? I joined the newly appointed labor officer to find out.
Workplace inspection is about enforcing the law. When we go there for the workplace inspection, we have to find out whether these people have the employment agreements. Then also we check on the working environment. How are they being treated? So in the process, women understand their rights. For example, they have a right to maternity leave. They have a right to equal pay like men. Before carrying out these as in inspections, which some women were being exploited sexually, but now they know where to run when that thing happens.
Monica tells me she talks to women separately to really understand what is going on in an organization. She gives them her contacts and returns every quarter. Turns out that showing evidence that policies and practice are miles apart is a great way to start a chain of events. Even more so if you provide a clear solution for the problem, like labor officers in this case. Buyende is not the only district where things are moving. Bujiri also has a labor officer, and 10 other key districts made budgets available to follow in their footsteps. Let's not forget, it has only been 2 years since Restless Development put the issue on the table of the national government, and now you can already see the changes at community level. So from here, there is no turning back.